Dr. Manny Rosa. I'm delighted to welcome you to Convocation 2019. This is my 8th year serving as MC, and it feels good to be back with you. Join me in thanking the Performing Arts and Industries faculty for playing the wonderful jazz music during our breakfast, Canteen for the delicious breakfast, and Media Services for creating the beautiful slideshow and all the other content we'll be experiencing today. If you were featured on the slideshow as either a new employee or in a new role, please stand up so we could welcome you into the community. All new employees in new roles, stand up and be recognized. Today's program promises to be an opportunity to get connected. Whether it's by meeting a new people or enthusiastically reconnecting with others, we want you to feel good about being home. Over the course of the program, you'll hear remarks from our campus president, deans of faculty and student services, SGA president, United Faculty of Miami-Dade College, AFC, and the Support Staff Council. And every now and then, we'll have a raffle, right? Yeah. Just to shake things up a bit. So, you ready to get started? So let's kick off today with our annual roll call. And let's start off with Dr. Magana.
I'm not feeling the love. Good morning, Kendall campus. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Nelson Magana, and I have the privilege and honor of serving as your Dean of Students. And Student Services has been absolutely awesome this summer, rocking it for the past several months. We've been absolutely awesome at attracting new students. We've been absolutely awesome at advising, orienting, testing, and processing new students. And this year we welcome a significantly larger number of new students than we did last year, and how cool is that? Now, we couldn't have done any of this without a renewed commitment to working together, and Kendall and our students are going to be better because of it. And so our superhero song celebrates our awesomeness and celebrates teamwork. So let's hear it for our song.
Student Services made a renowned commitment at becoming more intentional in how we recruit, more intentional in how we onboard, and more intentional in how we advise. And every department along the way played a key role. Admissions, New Student Center, recruitment, testing and assessment, International Student Services, Advisement and Career Services, retention, single stop, financial aid, bursars, student life, and access and disability services. We also became more committed to our student success by enhancing our recruitment and advisement protocol, helping students recognize the value of full-time enrollment and the value of certificate completion. As a result, Kendall campus and our students are stronger. Increase in the percentage of students who started their second year at Kendall campus. Increase in the enrollment of our direct entry students by nearly 10%, and we did so in a way that was responsive to the college priorities and values. Looking ahead at the years to come, we will be developing strategies and scaling our pilot strategies to support our students even more.
So I need to hear you, Student Services. Are you here this morning? You can do better than that. Are you here this morning, Student Services? Over there. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Shark Tank. I am Tony Fiorenza, the athletic director of Miami-Dade College. I wanted to first let everyone know that we are the #1 athletic program in the state of Florida. Also, because of all my coaches, I know they're around here somewhere, have done an excellent job of graduating our students and transferring to a four-year college. I'm here to introduce a brief video on highlights of some of the accomplishments from the athletic department.
This past academic year was a successful one for the athletics department. The women's volleyball, women's basketball, and men's baseball team are the Southern Conference champions. Also, the women's volleyball won the state championship and reached the NJCAA National Final, finishing as a runner-up. In addition, the women's softball and men's basketball team finished third in the Southern Conference, and one of the men's basketball athletes received the NJCAA Hall Chasey Award. Ultimately, several student athletes from each team received an academic award. Go Sharks!
Now, athletic department, let's stand and listen to our music here.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning, Academic Affairs. Woo! So you're probably saying, oh, who the hell is this guy? So, I am actually the new Dean of Faculty, now 5 months in, so Dr. Dave DiMatteo. And I'd also...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rana Shihade. I'm the Dean of the School of Global Business here at Miami-Dade, and we are very honored to be housed here at the Kendall campus.
So on behalf of Academic Affairs, I'd really like to welcome all of my administrators, my chairs, and especially my faculty, so welcome back. Woo! And let's take a look at the video and see what we've been up to over the year.
In academic affairs, innovation and student-centered learning was a key to our success. From the Arts and Philosophy Department, the campus came alive with its annual Arts and Letters Day. Physical Sciences created the SMART Action Plan to improve teaching and learning among courses, creating challenges for our students. For students repeating courses, our staff met with each student and strongly suggested best practices for achieving success in these courses. To date, the department representatives have met with 520 plus students, and approximately 52% of our students completed the class with a passing grade. Also, the STEM Talent Opportunity Priority Top Grant Project has enhanced the quality of STEM education at the campus. The funding has enabled the department to improve STEM students' academic attainment by providing peer-led team learning, PLTL. Each peer leader guides 6 to 8 students through an inquiry-based process to discuss, debate, and engage in problem solving related to the course material, and meets weekly with faculty. Everywhere you turn, you will see and hear the accomplishments of the music, theater, and dance department. Faculty and staff facilitated the Honor Music Festival. This annual recruitment event engaged high school students in an intensive 3 days of rehearsals, workshops, and clinics, culminating in an afternoon of performances by high school students in 4 different ensembles under the direction of our faculty. Approximately 300 high school students attended this event. The department also hosted the first annual Performing Arts Festival, as well as several musicals, including Oklahoma and Berlin to Broadway. The Audio Club has found new energy as the Shark Audio works. This club now supports all of the department's events, including orientations. Finally, the Kendall campus chapter of Phi Beta Lambda, PBL, successfully competed at the 2019 PBL National Leadership Competitions, NLC. Every team or student that participated at this year's NLC placed first or second in his or her respective competition. Under the guidance of the Kendall campus advisors and subject matter coaches, students excelled in over 20 categories at NLC, competing against college and university students from all over the nation.
Wow, great work, Academic Affairs, fantastic. So, as members of Academic Affairs working at Democracy's College, true, we are just mild-mannered teachers, but we do not need super suits or alien encounters to be true greatest American heroes.
Good morning. My name is Russell Kaufman. I'm the Campus Chief Information Officer here at Kendall. This year's Convocation theme is superheroes. It fits all of us in this room. Each of us are superheroes to the staff and students that we all serve. It is with great pleasure I get to introduce some of the amazing feats of heroism that were performed by the heroes of campus information technology, media services, and network services over this past academic year.
The Division of Campus Information Technology, comprised of media and network services, is here for you. Need a video for social media? We can do that. Having trouble with your computer? We can fix that. Need equipment for an upcoming event? We got that. Media Services completed over 1,700 requests and events last year, and Network Services resolved over 13,000 service requests. We implemented the largest student computer refresh in almost a decade, while also reducing the number of help desk calls from the classroom by 10%. The team also coordinated over $250,000 in AV renovations in rooms such as R402, 403, and R450. In addition, we produced videos for the college's annual Hall of Fame and endowed teaching chair events. And finally, we upgraded campus servers and made it possible for our students to have their computer files follow them to any workstation here at Kendall, Homestead, and West campuses. Media and Network Services look forward to supporting you as we venture into the new academic year.
So I would like to take the opportunity to please have anyone from Media Services, Network Services, Campus Information Technology, please stand and be recognized at this time.
Learning resources. Jennifer Dipty couldn't be here this morning, so until 10:30, I am the interim director of Learning Resources. I know nothing about learning resources, but I know we have the best books, the largest books, the most books anyone's ever seen, the best computers, the largest computers, the best computers. There's millions and millions of students always coming in and out of learning resources, packed like you wouldn't believe. Unbelievable. Let's see it for ourselves, the video for learning resources.
Creativity, passion, and hard work were displayed by members of the Kendall Learning Resources team. This year, we were awarded a grant from the American Library Association's Great Stories Club and another from the National Endowment for the Humanities Traveling Exhibit. Our team also won the 2019 ISED Campus Partner of the Year Award and the 2019 Exemplary Practice for Learning Service Support awarded by the Association of Florida Colleges Learning Resources Commission. This award recognizes Learning Resources' collaboration with the English and Communications Department to help first-year students acquire knowledge of vital resources they will need early on to be successful in college.
All right, if you're a proud member of Learning Resources, because you are heroes to our students every day helping with our retention, please stand and be recognized. Foo Fighters. Thank you. I'm going to go update my LinkedIn. Thank you.
Good morning. Wow, this is a crowd. My name is Brian Stokes, and I'm the Senior Director of Campus Administration. Like Eaton Hunt, the Administrative Services Division has only been given has the uncanny ability to attract the most complicated, the most difficult task ever. And the only task we are ever given are mission impossible type tasks. That's what we do because we have that expertise. So let's take a look at all of the mission impossible things that we've done all year.
In administrative services, it is all about the numbers. Here are just a few. The Custodial Services Department completed over 2,647 work order requests. Events and Rentals set up over 1,950 events. The Duplicating Center had a record production of 6,468,990 copies. The Fitness and Wellness Centers served over 1,640 students, faculty, and staff. And a total of 8,718 packages were delivered across the campus. In case you are not a numbers person, you just need to look around the campus and you will notice Building 3000 roof replacement, Environmental Center cleanup, Campus President's Office lobby new furniture, Architecture Department new furniture, softball dugouts, gym sound system, Peloton cycling, cafeteria renovation, Building L garage restoration, naming of Building R, Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation, campus sculpture cleaning, building plaques restorations, and last but not least, campus interactive maps.
There is no mission too small or too large for us to handle in the administrative services. So there are many, many Eaton Hunts out there, and I claim them all because at this campus, there's nothing that's too big, there's nothing that's too small, there's nothing that is so unstoppable that we cannot handle it. We do mission impossible. Hit it.
Good morning, Kendall. My name is Yodaris Mira, and I'm the chairperson for the School of Continuing Education and Professional Development here at Kendall campus. That's right. So here's our video highlighting some of our accomplishments for this year.
The School of Continuing Education and Professional Development at Kendall is focused on meeting the needs of our community and industry. As such, we have developed numerous programs this past year in response to our industry trends. As an example, our digital video production class has received great interest, and we are working closely with the School of Entertainment and Design Technology to create an articulation of this course into credit programs, thus building more pathways for students. Over 100 ESOL and GED students have transitioned to degree programs during this year. Our staff works closely with students to provide the support and guidance they need, so that not only they will succeed as adult education students, but to continue their education at Miami-Dade College. We've had a number of student successes, where students have completed their ESOL and have gone on to the Honors College and on to Ivy League universities. Our summer camps continue to connect our community with our Kendall campus. There are programs for every interest and age group: volleyball camp, tennis, our Well Things Happen camp, and Kids Think College camp. With over 500 campers each week, our students love to feel part of Miami-Dade College. These are future MDC Sharks.
So at CE, we believe that we can make great things happen, and to do so with a spirit of teamwork. Our song represents our commitment and drive to serving our students, industry, and community. And I think that our team rocks continuing education. And all our representatives from district offices, please be recognized as well.
Many of you may have known her as Dean of the Honors College, or the MDC Ashoka U change leader who led the college-wide process that led to the Ashoka U designation. As a testament to her work for first-generation college students from historically underrepresented communities, she was selected by the Aspen Institute's College Excellence Program to join the 2019-2020 class of the Aspen Presidential Fellowship for Community College Excellence. Our president. This is a leadership program aimed at preparing the next generation of community college presidents to transform institutions to achieve higher and more equitable levels of student success both in college and in the labor market. Dr. Charlot, a Haitian American, attained her Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Economics with a certificate in Women's Studies from Duke University and her Juris Doctor degree from the University of Michigan School of Law. She has also held assistant dean positions at New York University School of Law and Rutgers Law School, Newark, where she's demonstrated success in building student-centered learning communities fueled by a culture of care to help students achieve their goals. Always looking for ways to bring out the best in others, Dr. Charlot creates the right conditions for people to succeed. And ladies and gentlemen, our campus president, Dr. Charlot.
Good morning, Kendall campus. Before I make my remarks, there's a large group of people here we didn't have a chance to recognize, but I see some of my friends from district. We don't have a theme song for you, but will you please stand so we can give you a shout out as well? District in the house. Thank you, thank you. It is such an honor to be given the privilege to serve as the president of the Kendall campus. As I sit and listen this morning to your accomplishments, as I've had the chance to connect with you over the summer, I am so proud to work with people as dedicated as you are. It is evident that you have bought into the mission of the college and you have committed yourself to creating opportunities for our students. This morning, I wanted to take some time to have a conversation with you because we've got to get to know each other a little bit better. And what I'm hoping over the course of the next year is that we'll use our superpowers intentionally to create a vision for Kendall that will go beyond the present into the next 5 years as we look at our strategic plan and our strategic focus. When we think about the time that we're living in, it's fairly disruptive. We have a world that's changing rapidly, whether it's climate change, whether it's our political systems at the local or national level, whether it's the changes in the economy. All of us are feeling something, and it doesn't always feel very good. If I hear the term breaking news one more time, it doesn't even mean anything anymore because everything is breaking news. And I think it's important for us to be mindful of the world that we're aware of and that our students are coming onto our campuses with some concerns that come out of this environment. So let's just take a minute to make sure we're all on the same page. Media video. As a community college, the community never leaves us. And our mindfulness of the world that we're preparing them for is essential to the work that we do. And we have a responsibility to certainly create a space that's safe, where people feel cared for, and where they feel they have an opportunity to do something about the world that they're in. And it's a world that's personal, it's a world that has a familial component, and it's a world that has a local community component. But in that mindset, it's difficult and it's challenging. You know, one of the early messages that came to me during the summer is Kendall has a lot of students who are in need. And people don't talk about the fact that we have homeless students and students who are hungry. People tend to think about Kendall in terms of its privilege without acknowledging the other side of the realities that we face. And so as we think about entering this year together, my hope is that we will make a commitment to be intentional about the culture that we're creating so that people feel a sense of stability and hope and belonging. because we know that sense of belonging will impact how they feel in classes and whether or not they will remain for us in order to continue to pursue their dreams. And so when we talk about our students, we're talking about our FTIC direct entry population, which Dean Magana mentioned we've done an excellent job in bringing in this year. And as you know, they're young, straight out of high school, shiny, bright and bushy tail, just like our SGA leadership that you'll hear from in a little bit. They're coming in with a sense of hope, and they're also a very different generation. They don't see the world like a lot of the multi-generations in this room. They're used to something instantaneous. They're used to letting you know if they're not happy, and sometimes it's on social media, and it's not directly to you. Very often, emotionally, there's a sense of maturity that still needs some nurturing to be developed. But we're very mindful that they are a very different kind of students, and at Kendall, they're an extremely large part of our population. We also have our delayed entry and returning students. These are the adult learners that we have, and some not so adults, but they're older than high school. These students often deal with the push-pull of what will it mean for them to work and care for their families and come to school. Their needs are different than our high school students, but they still have needs. And as we think about the world that we're creating here, we're creating multiple worlds in order to be of service to these students as well. And then there's another group of people we don't always talk about, but it's the people in this room. It's faculty, it's staff, it's administrators. You're also dealing with a very disruptive environment. Whether it's the fact that we'll be getting a new college president, you have 2 new deans who've been here less than a year. You have me, I've been here 2 or 3 months. That is disruptive. And it's difficult for some to adjust. Each time there's a new leadership, there's a new sense of vision, there's a new sense of purpose. That is in and of itself disruptive. But as the employees in this organization who are creating the conditions for success for everyone else, we've got to get a handle on our relationship to that disruption. Because if we don't feel hopeful, if we don't feel a sense of stability, if we don't have compassion for ourselves and one another, there's absolutely no way we can create the kind of environment our students need in this moment in time. And I'm not suggesting we're not already doing that. In fact, to the contrary, I've seen it myself. What I'm asking us to do is to harness that social, emotional, and intellectual capital, and let's take it to the next level. Because we want to make sure that whoever starts next week finishes, and that they reach the goal they set for themselves and their families when they decided to come to Miami-Dade College. And what's predictable is there are going to be disruptive things that get in the way. And over the next year, I'm going to learn this institution and this campus through your eyes, and together we'll create a vision to be more intentional in embedding infrastructure and thinking about goals and getting more granular at the department level. But for now, we just need to get on the same page that we're locking arms around one another and also our students. So what does that mean in terms of this superhero conversation, which is sort of lurking around? You know, given the fact that Miami-Dade College has had frozen positions and that many people have done a lot with a little, I am sensitive to the fact that there are a number of people in this room who are exhausted. And some of you are super close to retirement. You can stop smiling. I see you. Yeah, don't clap. But the truth of the matter is, there is a reality we cannot ignore. And yet, there are people, excuse me, coming to this campuses who know nothing about your history. They just know they're coming here for an education. So you've got to dig deep within yourself to find that superpower to still create what they need. And not everybody's in that boat, because I've also met tons of people who bounce around and love what they do, and they've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, and they're killing it. So we want to harness that energy as well. But the superpower piece is about what's unique in you. What is special because you're in the room? What do you bring that would not exist were you not part of this community? And that's the secret sauce to people feeling a sense of connection and belonging. And so we want to take a minute to activate the superpower in you. And I want to talk about superheroes just for a moment, because I've got 3 that I really, really like. Don't judge me. The first is Spider-Man. Peter Parker is a nerdy guy from Queens, which is where I spent some time in my life. But what's interesting about the Peter Parker Spider-Man superhero, he's the traditional superhero where something happened. He got bit by a spider, you know, or you think about the superheroes who drank the potion, but there was something that happened that changed them in an instant. So these are the kind of superheroes who can sweep in and you can always count on them to do whatever is necessary because they're stimulated by something external. Then you have the Harry Potter kind of superhero who has a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset. Harry has been challenged. I'm talking to him about him like he's my friend Harry. Yes, I read the books. But Harry Potter became a hero because he rose to the occasion each time he was challenged. He's vulnerable, he's nerdy. Many would think he was pretty marginalized, but he summoned up the courage with each challenge, and he did it in community. He couldn't do it without Ron and Hermione. He couldn't do it without McGonagall and Dumbledore. Like, he needed his people, but he made it okay to not be perfect. And yet, he could rise to the occasion. So that's sort of the growth mindset superhero. And then there's my girl, Maleficent. Yes. She's a shiro. So Maleficent, if you don't know, is fierce and fabulous. I know I'm talking about her like a real person, but she's awesome. And what's incredible about Maleficent is she started out using her powers for good. She understood the depth of what she had in her control. She could rally trees and roots to fight an army. But then her heart got broken. Something happened that discouraged her. And all of that good energy, it switched off and it became dark. And she isolated herself. But then she got connected to love, and she got connected to community, and she found herself in a new way. She discovered another way of being, and she honored the fact that she was quasi-human, but we all have both of those energies inside of us, and the question is, what do you choose to do with that? And who do you have around you to cultivate the kind of energy that is the best part of you? And so at this moment, you get to connect with your own superhero. I'm going to ask you to do an activity. You don't have to get up. Nobody's going to know. But you're going to pick a partner. And I want you to take a moment just to name and claim your superpower, because we can't have a conversation about superheroes if you don't see yourself as a superhero just yet. So each person claim a partner. You have one, yes, that is your partner. Anybody need a partner? You can't leave. Anybody need a partner? Everybody have a partner? Okay. So we're going to put up a slide with an activity. This is super easy. And the activity is, you're going to look at your partner and you're going to say, my superpower is, and you're going to give an example of how you've seen that superpower in action. If you're not sure about that, you can talk about whether you see yourself as Spider-Man, Harry Potter, or Maleficent. Clear? I am not taking questions. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. And then after the minute, I'm going to ask you to switch. Go. Switch. If you haven't switched yet, switch. Stop. Acknowledge your partner, whatever you think is appropriate. High five, hand clap, acknowledge your partner. So since I don't know Kendall well enough, do you guys like to share or no? You want to share? Yeah? Okay, can I hear from a couple of people what happened in your conversation? You guys go first since you volunteered everybody. So the two of you stand up, describe each other's superpower and what happened in the conversation. Hmm. 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 Nice. Awesome. So those were perfect examples. If you just think about the possibility of everyone in this room activating, whether it's the Wonder Woman energy or the support, the essential support that other superheroes need as a superpower, what would the campus look like if we all operated from those spaces? So you would still be student services, you would still be an administrator doing your job, but from that lens. Are you with me? So as we think about this, there's two things I'm hoping you'll get out of this. Number one is those are the skills that you need in times of disruption. Because disruption means things are not predictable. So if you keep doing things the same way, what's predictable is you won't deal with the unpredictable. And what those superpowers do that the two of you gave us some brilliant examples of is they give you the fortitude and the tenacity to keep at it until you can crack the problem. And you actually end up having fun along the way because you're being your authentic self. And so we started talking about you as an individual. What is your superpower? Now we want to elevate that to a community, to a campus, to a department. What does the world look like if you operate from your strengths and you consider the kind of space you're creating from the students that come from these kinds of examples? When we're going into this kind of space, what we're also doing is creating a culture of belonging for our students. Because as you think about that disruptive piece that I just sort of threw in there for you, and we think about the complex lives our students are leading, whether they're in that maturity stage or they're working and dealing with competing considerations, there's a lot going on. And they come here for an education, but it's also a refuge. And people cannot learn when they're hungry, tired, angry, or lonely. It's actually HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And we know more and more those are the spaces that are entering our classrooms. So if we commit to making a community that's based on belonging, then we also have to belong to one another. So over the summer, I've done 16 focus groups, which is how I got to meet a lot of people in this room. The faculty groups will be happening in the fall. And in those focus groups, I met extraordinary people who work really, really hard. And what was striking was how student success looked very different in departments you might not even consider. So custodial services shared with me how they are people that students want to talk to. They hear about the same thing advisors hear, and no one really thinks about that. Do you know why? Because they're here all the time. So our evening students, our day students, and they're everywhere. So they're sort of like a pop-up advisor. They pop up in the bathroom. They pop up, right? They're not in the stall, but you know what I mean. Like, they are accessible. So what would it look like if we recognized their superpower as deep listeners and gave them cross-training so they can provide a certain amount of support to help our students? In network services, you don't think about the fact that they answer the phone all the time. So guess who else are advisors on this campus that no one talks about? Our network services people. And people call them for all kinds of things because they don't know who else to call. That's another part of our superhero team. If we consider ourselves Avengers, that's part of our squad that we're not activating in that way. Do you ever think about the fact that when someone goes to learning resources because they can't afford the book, they might need single stop? The fact that someone who might not identify as someone in need but recognize the fact that they can't afford the book tells learning resources something about them. And what learning resources shared is these students often keep coming back. It starts with a book, and then it escalates to a problem they can't solve. So you've got another pop-up advisement shop happening in learning resources. If we start to think like an integrated community, then we can start to surface these opportunities to create this culture of belonging. And so as we think about who we are in this room, I want to start with the employees, and then we're going to move to Dean Magana, who will talk about our students, and Dean DiMatteo will talk about our faculty. And I chose the employees because you are the most important piece of this puzzle. Yes, we are here for the students, but if we don't take care of you, you can't take care of them. And to take care of you, we need all of you to take care of one another. And so the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that we have committees, which you all know about, and many of you signed up for these committees before the end of the school year. We're going to leverage those committees, and we'll open it up if people want to join who didn't sign up before. And the committees will have two charges. One charge will be the work that you're accustomed to committees doing. So if it's one of the Heritage Months, the kind of programming that's going to advance the mission of that work. But the other thing the committees are going to do is to give us the perspective of the committee on particular opportunities we think we can leverage to improve the student experience and to build on this notion of a culture of belonging. What do I mean by that? I'm going to go to the slide with the strategic objectives. So as I mentioned, there were 16 focus groups, and some of the themes that emerged, we want to look into more deeply. But we don't want to look into them deeply from the perspective of one part of the organization. We want these groups to help us to understand these priorities. So for example, a lot of conversations came up about space utilization. People talked about the fact that we need more places for people to congregate. People also talked about the fact that we need more playful spaces so people can innovate and create. People talked about colors and needing more vibrancy at the campus, right? But those are the only people I talked to. I don't have the perspective of much larger groups of people, and how the Hispanic Heritage Month might think about space is very different than how Pride Week might think about space. And so we'll be giving you some core questions to consider in your committees, what we're calling work teams, to help us look at some of these areas. Customer service has come up in a number of different ways in different groups. We want to look more closely at what's working and where might we think we need more support. Another area, which is my pet project, is signage and wayfinding. I keep getting lost. And I'm like a first-year student. I am your first-year student. I can't find anything. And everything looks the same, which makes it even worse. And then when you get on the floor in a building, every day I get off the elevator, I don't know if I'm going right or left. Right? That tells you about me being directionally challenged. But the point is, this is a very complicated campus to navigate. And if you've worked here for a while, you might have become desensitized to it. But as a new person coming on this campus, it makes me feel like nobody cares about my needs. And I know that's not true. But there's a way we can revisit how we're looking at signage and wayfinding and how can we make it more customer friendly. Another piece that has come up is campus communication. Are we using the right tools in the right way? Whether it's social media, whether it's our internal newsletter, are we connecting with each other? What would you like to see? Because the email thing is not working for anybody, but we still need to share information. And then this conversation about SLS came up a number of times because retention is an important part of our commitment this year. And how might we partner more effectively with our SLS faculty to make sure they're plugged into the pipeline, but also that we give them the support that they need to support our students? We want to cultivate more campus leadership. We want to maximize existing committees where we're on college-wide, doing college-wide work, but also succession planning. You know, as we look at the generation of faculty, administrators, and staff retiring, there's something major happening here. Isn't that a song? But the idea is that we need to figure out how are we growing people into jobs so you don't just get bumped into a position that you know absolutely nothing about. Student engagement remains a very pivotal piece in how we connect the worlds that collide here, but in a very, very intentional way. We're in the process of looking for a new student life director, but we have an interim. Where is Dr. Ramsey? Stand up and be acknowledged. But that part of the work that we do here is key. That is our bridge to student experience and student life. And we talk a lot about the way the bulk of our programming is designed for our FTIC direct entries, and we want to expand that. There's so many more people who come on this campus, and we're looking forward to thinking more intentionally about that. And then the last piece are the programs at Kendall. Do we offer the right programs for our students? Are our students traveling to North and Wolfson and EPC because there are programs there that they want that we're not offering here? And what does that mean? Are there AS programs that we think would be very valuable in this community, and we need to explore that? That's another piece of the work. And so for this year, we're looking at the goal of improving access and improving retention as a soft landing for what we believe we can accomplish over this year, and we want to build on the strategic work that you've done to date. But understand in the spring, we'll be bringing all this information back, and we'll take it into consideration when we begin our strategic planning process from 2020 to 2025. The other piece I want to mention is the faculty. We didn't have a chance to connect because most of you were away for the summer, but during the course of the fall semester, I'm going to be meeting with each discipline. Slide with the dates, please. And so for your discipline meetings, I'll be coming by and we're going to have very similar conversations. With the 16 focus groups, there were a set of 8 to 10 questions. They were all consistent. Faculty will get a different set of questions and we'll go through a similar analysis. Where are the themes? What are we finding? What do you need? What do you want? Where are there opportunities? And we'll come back and report to everyone once we've collected that information. I want to acknowledge another group of people who are demonstrating the way we're moving, and they did a wonderful job this summer, and that's our KSAP team. If you're a member of KSAP, please stand and be acknowledged. So that's our academic affairs and student services people, yes. These are chairs and administrators who over the summer reconfigured themselves into 4 work teams with very targeted goals to help with enrollment and recruitment. And they've done such an exceptional job that our product is looking really good. Our enrollment figures are on target. We're looking like we're going to hit our mark. We're going to do our best, but it would not have happened had they not been willing to pivot and galvanize their superpowers. So I want to thank you for inviting me so warmly onto this campus. I'm excited about the good work we are doing. I have an open door if you can get past Ray. And Ray and Diane have been wonderful, and Manny as well, so I want to thank you, and of course, Cabinet. But I look forward to an exciting year together and the good work we will do. Thank you. At this time, I ask Dean Magana to talk about students.
So if we could put the slide on belonging up. I'd like to give a moment for all of us to read what it says there and absorb it. So what we know is that students persist and succeed in significantly greater numbers when they feel a sense of belonging, when they join a community. And here at Kendall campus, we offer students a variety of opportunities to belong and build community through our clubs and organizations, our amazing athletics program, and the wonderful events we offer throughout the year as part of our Heritage Month. Change-making is another opportunity to engage students through the Institute for Civic Engagement and Democracy, the Earth Ethics Institute, and our impact teams. This is work that we're all very familiar with, but it's important to know that it continues very strongly and deeply at Kendall campus. We know it helps students to begin to discover their passion or gain more tools to advance those causes they already knew mattered to them. All are good reasons to keep students engaged and persisting through completion. We would like to ask all faculty, staff, and administrators, if you've been involved in some of this work, please stand so we can recognize you. Could we have the MDC Navigate slide? So we've been hearing about MDC Navigate for quite a while now. Over the past couple of years, the college has been in the process of developing and implementing MDC Navigate. It's a student success platform that provides comprehensive student support from matriculation through program selection and to graduation. The onboarding and advising components of the platform went live last year, and we're excited to launch the academic planning feature this fall. MDC Navigate provides just-in-time support and increases student retention, persistence, and completion through early alerts and interventions. Information about MDC Navigate will be provided to you, and we will hold demos beginning as early as September, so please be on the lookout for an email with dates and times. We encourage all of you to please attend as your schedule allows. Thank you.
All right, how are we feeling at this moment? Do you want to raffle off a prize? All right, so great on me. Can you please join me? Raffle table, pick a ticket. Learning resources, I got you 2 tickets. I'm trying to figure out my superhero. I felt like maybe I can hit my... That's morphed into it. All right, here we go. Our raffle ticket is 569. Raise your hand if you're in it. 569. All right, 5696. Raise your hand if you're still in it. Keep those hands high. 56963. Stand up if you're in it. Stand up. If you're at 56963, stand up. Someone's gonna win a prize. Maybe just. All right, this is for a $10 Amazon gift card. All right, here you go. Here's your Amazon gift card. If you don't have Prime membership, I'll order it for you. I get free shipping. All right, so we can do that. Next up, we're going to raffle off a Shark 1-year membership. Anyone here want the? All right, so here we go. I'm rooting for learning resources. Was that learning resources? Jennifer Basile. 5, 6, 9, 7. 5, 6, 9, 7, 1. All right, raise your hand if you're still in it. 5, 6, 9, 7, 1, 6. All right. Please say your name and your department.
And another continuing ed.
Thank you very much. And we'll get back to raffles momentarily. Now we have Dr. D'Amadio.
So let's continue on with some of these themes that Dr. Charlot has shared with us. And you heard her talking a little bit about space, and space as far as can come in many varieties. But when you think about space, you also think about what I define as the term sense of place. And sense of place has been used in many different ways in the literature. To some, it is characterized as geographic, a geographic place. But to others, it is a feeling or a perception held by that person. It is often used in relation to those characteristics that make place special, unique, as well as to those who foster what we call a sense of authentic human attachment, a sense of belonging. So, faculty, your classroom can be actually that intellectual belonging, that sense of place. Students have a high level of belonging in your classroom, and they have highlighted their positive experiences with faculty who have exhibited caring disposition. They use active learning techniques and create safe spaces for expression and debate. And so therefore, I'm very proud to hear that Kendall campus excels in that area. So thanks, faculty, and give yourself a round of applause for that. The broader college, the capital C college learning environment continues to expand with opportunities as well, and Kendall has been a firm contributor to that. The work around learning outcomes has been fruitful. So let's talk a few minutes about who is leading this effort for MDC. The Learning Outcome Assessment Team and the Learning Outcome Coordinating Council. I'd like to give special thanks to those of you in the audience who are serving. So if anyone is on the LOAT or the LOCC, could you stand up and be recognized? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. These committees provide continuing leadership and direction to help us to articulate goals and to gather evidence for student learning. What have they accomplished in the past year? Well, they've refined scoring processes for college learning outcomes assessment. They have introduced additional procedures to increase inter-rater reliabilities. The faculty engagement has been disseminated through learning outcomes newsletters, so we, the faculty, can learn about what is actually happening, and we have provided opportunities for the adjunct faculty to continue in the assessment conversations as well. So we're happy to hear about all those accomplishments. We're extra glad to hear that specific departments have been working hand in hand with the LOAT and the LOCC, the School of Justice, the School of Education, the Psychology Department, the Honors College. How can you, as individuals, get involved? Well, they'll be continuing assessment conversations on campus. Look for the book club announcements that they will be offering over the course of the semester. And of course, you can always volunteer to become a member if you are interested. Please reach out to myself or Barika Barboza at the district office. So now I'd also like to invite Mr. Patrick Nellis up, who will share some exciting news about the Statement of Faculty Excellence. So Pat.
Good morning. I'm Patrick Nellis with the CIOL department, and it's nice to be at a big event that I'm not responsible for. This is cool. Did a beautiful job here. It's wonderful. Good work. We'll be talking about my next event. I'm going to outsource to Kendall. Have them. Yeah, actually, they do all the work for me anyway. So here we go. I have a special message about the Statement of Faculty Excellence, and I'm joining you today. I'm reading this, okay, so bear with me. This is happening simultaneously on 8 campuses. We're putting the same message out to all 8 campuses. So that's why I have a script. I'm going to stick with it. So I'm representing the Statement of Faculty Excellence Committee, and we had 8 endowed teaching chair faculty, 1 from each campus on that committee, who helped us rewrite a new 2019 edition of the statement document, and it has been approved. The statement has not been revised since 1990. That's 29 years ago, so it's hitting middle age, sort of. You know, a lot of things happen. Oh, I'm off script. All right, sorry. I was just thinking, you know. A lot has changed in the field of higher education since then, while some factors of excellence have stayed the course. The new statement is an aspirational document that seeks to inspire all faculty to strive for excellence in meaningful ways. The qualities and characteristics of excellence are detailed in 4 categories. Oh, well, it was up there. Motivation, interpersonal skills, discipline expertise, and teaching expertise. I see it now. The statement is not intended to be a job description, evaluation instrument, or rubric. Rather, it's a resource for faculty at all career stages, including those seeking endowed chairs. It can serve as a guide for reflection and action on sustaining professionalism. The committee worked on the revision for over a year. The process included feedback from faculty via focus groups on every campus, a survey to faculty, and opportunities to suggest changes to the draft that were published along the way. Administrators like myself and student advisement staff were also involved on the committee. We believe that you'll be pleased with the outcome. As noted at the end of the document, when inspired by excellent faculty, students respond to learning challenges at the highest level. Please take time to view the new statement on the MDC Faculty Initiatives page. Associate Provost Gloria Leon will be sending you an email that has a direct link to the statement. And thank you very much for your kind attention.
I don't want to start conspiracy theories, but when the blip was going around, I think we were like hypnotized or something, like right in her. All right, who wants a raffle? Who thinks they're going to win this time? All right. WC, I really want you to win. I'm so You always have to. You always have to. Here we go. 569. 56963. 56963. Raise your hand if you're still in it. 56961. All right, in the back, yes. You win this wonderful basket. And we'll do one more basket. Wait for our reward recipient. We'll verify the number. You don't need ID for water here. And your name and department.
Wendy from Custodial Services.
All right, Wendy from Custodial. That's some support here. Basket. All right, and for one more basket, we have 5697. Those are the sevens. 56974 and 569747. All right, we have someone in the back. So as she comes to get her prize, we're going to have some guest speakers for you. I'm going to introduce them now, and then one by one they will take the stage and they will speak with you. We're going to have Samantha Hernandez, the SGA president, William Murphy, vice president of the United Faculty Member Dade College, Teresa Jones from the Association of Florida Colleges, and Peter Davila from the Support Staff Council. And your name and department.
From Confucius Institute, and I'm Axia.
Axia, Confucius Institute. So first up again, we have Samantha Hernandez, our president of SGA, and her executive board members to support her.
Good morning, Dr. Charlot, Dr. Magana, esteemed faculty and staff of Kendall campus. My name is Samantha Hernandez, and I am this year's Student Government Association president. Behind me, I have this year's vice president, chief coordinator, and chief justice. I'm honored to speak before you all today and share the MDC experience of belonging and community from a student's perspective. As a freshman, I came in unsure of my major and desperate for ways to express myself in this new environment. In my spring semester, all it took was professors like Dr. Pomares and Dr. Bueller getting to know not just my name, but my story, and for me to realize the true passion I was holding back. Now, it's hard to believe getting involved in SGA, participating in events around campus, and creating relationships with my professors would make all the difference in my college experience. I feel a greater sense of belonging here on this campus to fulfill any dream or goal I have because of these experiences and the faculty members who believed in me and acknowledged my potential even before I did. As SGA, we represent over 45,000 students who all need this experience of belonging too. Whether they are fresh out of high school or working a full-time job in addition to continuing their education, they need this. This sense of community is vital in making us students feel welcome in our education. One of the most amazing things about this campus is its diversity. Each and every one of you is a hero and mentor to students through this unique MDC experience. Not one member of this community or in this room is too small to make a difference. I've experienced this firsthand. My e-board has also experienced the same. And we are confident this goal of cultivating a greater sense of MDC pride and belonging is completely achievable through all of you. SGA hosts fun, engaging events all semester long, like Shark Fest and Fin Friday, to keep our Kendall community active and participating. You can help us further this mission by engaging participation in these events, creating deeper connections with your students, and making them feel more than just a number. Whether you're a professor, an administrator, or a staff member, you play an integral role in our college and our students' lives. Students are counting on you to provide the support they need to reach their goals and succeed, not only here at MDC, but far after they've graduated. Going to school is not always easy, but trust us, just a smile can make all the difference. On behalf of the student body, we thank you for all you do. We welcome you to the new year, and we're so excited to work with you.
Good morning. Are y'all happy with this superhero theme today? It's pretty sweet, and we've got to hear some pretty cool things. When Dr. Charlotte told me that the theme was going to be superheroes, I got so excited that I ran right home and binge-watched Jessica Jones. And I'm not going to blame Dr. Charlotte completely for that, because I would have probably binge-watched Jessica Jones anyway, because she's awesome. But I think she represents a sort of modern view of the superhero, the sort of trope of the superhero as vigilante. And in one sense, in sort of the representation of the superhero as vigilante is that sort of benevolent rule breaker that exists outside of the system, but they don't really want to be a rule breaker. It's just that they're forced into that position because they don't feel like they can trust the social, political, and economic institutions that surround them and their ability to live up to the values that they ascribe to. That's certainly one way in which we could understand the superhero. But I think another way in understanding the superhero as vigilante is to think of the superhero as vigilant, right? The superhero as holding vigil. The superhero that I'm thinking of, the superhero that we need, is the one that is the watcher, the one that is the guardian, the one that is the defender of those values. Truth, justice, and the American way, as Superman tells us. But we all know that we can add to that academic freedom, democracy, accessibility, sustainability, responsibility. That those are all values that we need to defend the values of the academy. Like Jessica Jones, we are the watchers, we are the guardians, we are the defenders of those values. And if you've not been, or if you have been, hanging out in the Fortress of Solitude for the last year, you might have missed some stuff that has happened, but stuff that we all should be watching very carefully. As you know, we're looking to have a new college president. Question mark. Right? And over the last year, there was a search committee of 17 people, leaders of the community, business leaders, faculty members, United Faculty of Miami-Dade College members, support staff, an invested group of people in this community that care about the institution, that care about the values that we hold dear, and they put in countless hours on this search for a new college president. 500 inquiries, 50 applications, narrowed down to 12, to 7, to 4, campus visits, live stream videos, a marathon interview session in July. All of that sort of stuff was happening. And then, on a sunny July day, when those 4 candidates were presented, 4 qualified candidates were presented, that sun turned to rain, and I'm not saying this figuratively, it quite literally started raining, right? When the trustees voted to scrap those voices, to throw them away, and to get rid of the stakeholders. Now, there's a moment in every superhero's life where they have to make a decision. And that decision is whether to put the suit on or throw it in the trash. And we know that superheroes, because we need drama, right? They look at the suit, they look at the trash can, Spider-Man for you, right? And they throw it away, and they try to walk away, but it never works out. It doesn't work out because the world goes awry. There are negative consequences when we choose to walk away. And they feel compelled and they feel responsible to come to the table and put their suits on. And that is what Dr. Marlene Morales, my co-vice president of UFMDC, the executive board of the United Faculty of Miami-Dade College, but not just the faculty, we are asking of everybody here to take off your glasses, get to a phone booth, put your suits on, and be vigilant. And what that means in terms of an immediate action that we can take is to show up next Thursday to Wolfson campus at 9 a.m., room 2106, because that's where the next phase of the process is supposed to happen. We need to be there as watchers. We need to be there as defenders. We need to be there as guardians of this institution, but even broader, the institution of the academy. That is our responsibility. Thank you. And we need to do it as a team. And I'll wrap up real quick. But we need to do it as a team because when the superhero acts alone, they're never as successful, right? We need the Guardians of the Galaxy. We need the X-Men. We need the Defenders. We need them all to act as a team. And this college, nobody does it better than we do as a team. You take a handful of students, right? You put them in a team. You sprinkle in a little bit of nurturing from Rita Fernandez and Tony Chirinos, and you get a Pacemaker Award, the Pulitzer Prize of college publications. Right? When you put a team together to think about what the needs of adult learners are and come up with a plan for tackling that problem, you end up with the Lumina Prize for Innovation. All right? From advisors, support staff, faculty, administration, all our district friends here, you work together and you become recognized as the best community college in this nation by the Aspen Institute, and people know that you are, as an institution, top 4 in improving the economic mobility of our students. All right. When superheroes work together, they create a synergistic force that is unstoppable. And now your institution needs you. The community needs you. The academy needs you. Superman hears the distress call of a cat, and he doesn't go by. He rescues that cat. The academy is ringing an alarm bell. Please be the heroes that you all are. It's time to assemble.
Good morning, Kendall campus. We can do better than that. Good morning, Kendall campus. All right. My name is Teresa Jones, and on behalf of the Association of Florida Colleges, also known as AFC, I would like to welcome you to the 2019-2020 academic year. Now, as I read what I wrote, you would be surprised that some of the things that were themed today actually are in my little speech, and I had no idea that they were talking about it. Okay? So, to those of you that are not familiar with AFC, it is the most inclusive higher education organization in the nation because our membership is comprised of staff, faculty, administrators, and trustees from all 28 community colleges in Florida. AFC provides networking events, professional development, discount programs, advocacy opportunities, and more. The association is your organization that keeps you informed of legislative issues and serves as your voice in Tallahassee. And we want to hear from you. At this time, I would like my fellow AFC officers who are here to please stand to be recognized. Diane Valdiva, Nora Morales, Marcos Nunez, and Karen Miller. All right. And I would like to leave you with these words about AFC. We Are Family is not just a song to me. It is who we are. When I think of a family, it is not just a mother and a father, sisters and brothers. It includes nieces and nephews, cousins and friends. It also includes our colleagues, our second family. In a family, we argue or disagree with each other. We borrow and never return items from each other. We even build and encourage one another, but we never allow outsiders to cause harm to our family. This is AFC, a family connection. We are here to look out for the family's well-being. That's AFC. We will always have each other's back. That's AFC. If you want to be a Jones, instead of just keeping up with the Joneses, you want to become a part of AFC. So I leave you with this. No family is perfect, but the best family is a Miami-Dade College AFC family, a family connection. Again, I welcome you back for this upcoming new year, and I know it will be successful. Thank you.
I be put in the spot. Good morning. I'm Peter Davila. I am the president of the Kendall campus and the college-wide chair for the support staff councils. I'm here. I don't have a speech written or anything. I like to speak from the heart. So I'm here representing all of those employees who are in front and behind the scenes helping Miami-Dade College achieve excellence. If you look around, I bet one of those employees is a support staff employee. So please, support staff employees, those of you who are classified as SNEs, stand up and get recognized. This is your time. In terms of the theme of the superheroes, I was not aware of the theme. I'm sorry. But I can tell you something. My superheroes are the charmed ones. The power of three. And what is the power of three in here at Miami-Dade College? Faculty, administrators, and staff. So with that power, we can make anything happen. My personal power is empathy. I can feel the emotions of other people, and I take that and I use that to help them in there. Mr. Murphy, Dr. Murphy talked about the situation that happened with the presidential search. The only thing that I'm going to address about that is I was part of that process. I was that process. I lived that process. What those 17 members of that committee did, we did it fully in the open, 100% transparent. What transpired at the Board of Trustees meeting is a completely different issue. None of us was prepared for that. But I would definitely encourage you to express your feelings about that in there. With that said, I'm going to say, on behalf of the college-wide executive board of the support staff councils, welcome to the 2019-2020 academic year.
Since everyone's doing something about the search, I might as well do something. I'm throwing my name. I'm applying for college president. Before 10:30, while I'm the interim learning resources director, I think I'll have that title, then I'll do it. So before 10:30, we have to get out of here. We will get out of here. We have one more speaker left, and then we're going to raffle off another annual pass. We're going to raffle off an iPad and a parking spot. And Greenland. Yes, we are working on Greenland today, too. It's going to be amazing. Don't leave. Just 10 more minutes. And we have a woman that needs no introduction. Fianella Herrera, our Director of Recruitment, and some special guests. Our mascot, Finn.
Thank you, Manny, thank you. Welcome, staff, faculty, administrators, and students. I want to talk to you today about IMMDC Day. Can anyone guess what day it is? IMMDC Day? Yes, you got that right. I am proud to be MDC because I believe opportunity changes everything. We often think and feel that we want to make a difference in someone's life, but we don't know how, so we never get to it. Look no further. This is your time. This is our time. Our time to change a student's life by contributing to IMMDC Day. When we think about MDC, we think about opportunity. We think of change. We think of hope. In a time where our community needs us the most because they have little resources and little hope in the idea that they too can achieve higher education, we must stand together to provide the resources and the light of hope. So I ask you all, would you help us today to grow our movement and make a difference? All right, so then help us by donating to a student scholarship. Every dollar makes a difference. Wear blue on September 6th. Share your story on social media. Share our story. Promote September 6th on social media. Pass by Fresh Up Plaza on September 6th during lunch and check out our Fin Festival. And pass by the foundation table today at the end of this presentation in the back of the gym. And if you donate $25 or more, you get a t-shirt. So please pass by and contribute. Now, before I turn it over to Manny, I would like to have Finn join me on stage. And I want to do a little chant that I want all of you to take a part of. And I want you to help me with this chant. Are you ready? Okay. So what I do this at orientation with my students, and we get really excited, okay, and I tell them to hashtag. So here we go. When I say B, you say MDC. Ready? B. MDC. B. MDC. All right, give it up. Woo! Hashtag BMDC on social media, and see you on September 6th. Woohoo! Hey, Finn, you ready to dance? Ready to dance? DJ, play that music. DJ, play the music. Play a beat. Go Fed! Go Fed! Go Fed! Go Fed! Go Fed! Hey, hey, go Fed! Go Fed! Go Fed! Hey, 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 hey! Give it up for Fed!
Thank you very much, Bianella. Are we ready for IMMDC Day on September 6th? So just a few housekeeping before we get started, before we close. Please remember, we have this convocation to motivate you, to activate you to get involved. So I believe we have a slide about getting involved that we can show of some upcoming events. In addition, we talked about committees. For those of you that are new or want to sign up for a committee, we have 2 laptops here with the committee applications. If you've already signed up for a committee, then you don't have to sign up twice. But if you're inspired to do something and join one of our fabulous committees, then you can do so here. Especially we encourage you new employees to do that as well. But here we have some important dates. September 6th, IMMDC. October 9th is our United Way kickoff. Yes, yes. United Way is also selling buy one, get one Domino's pizza cards. For $10, you buy one pizza and you get one for the entire year. So it's a great deal. The United Way gets 5, Domino's gets 5, I get 1, so $11. So for $11, buy the Domino's pizza, and I could afford this suit again. I could buy another color. So all year, it is a great deal. Think about gift cards, think about stocking stuffers. So please do that for the next 2 weeks. We're doing buy one, get one. It's called Slice the Pizza, Slice the Price. December 11th is our holiday celebration. We're already talking about the holidays, so that'll be December 11th. March 5th, our college-wide conference day. Maybe I will be the keynote speaker when I get the position. Who knows? April 13th will be the Service Awards. April 15th will be the Academic Awards. And graduation commencement will be on May 2nd. This year's gonna fly by. Why? Because we're superheroes flying. All right, here we go. Also a reminder, social media is very important. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, so Twitter. So anytime you're at an MDC event, make sure you can post a picture or tag us so we get likes, so we can be out there and that our events can be promoted. Our students can see that we're one happy college, and it'll be good for everybody. So there's all of the places you can go to contact us on social media. And finally, there's a SharePoint site. How many people know about the SharePoint site? How many people have access to the SharePoint site? That's a true question. You all have access to the SharePoint site. So on the SharePoint site, we're going to have a convocation survey. We're going to have the videos that were played, and then the year video, the year review video. So make sure you check out the SharePoint site. All right, Ray, we ready to get a winner here? Are you guys ready for a winner? So here we go. 1 year membership at the gym. You can join Karen. She's going 7:30 tomorrow. 569-442. 569-442. 1 year membership. Oh, do we have a winner? Yes, yes, please come here. All right, your name and your department. And what time are you going to the gym in case you want to join?
Admissions.
Admissions! All right, admissions. Thank you very much. iPad or parking spot? Which one? Both, okay. iPad. And what, oh yes, here we are, the iPad, the current generation. I'm guessing, huh? It's an iPad. 569-754. 569-754. One of my former students from FIU. All right, your name and what you represent.
David Medina, District Scholarships.
District. Coming here winning our prizes. No, we're all one family. Now, David is at the gym. You will see David at the fitness center, too. This is like a fitness center takeover. All right, finally the parking spot. Who wants to win the parking spot? The winning number for the parking spot. 56954. Raise your hand if you're still in it. 56954, because it's going to be one of you. 569547. Who's going to get a parking spot for 1 year? We are all superheroes. We vote for people. We root for people. We're not jealous. We're not envious. So what if you can afford the entire parking garage? All right, I think we have a winner. 569547? All right, we do have a winner. All right, your name and your department. Custodial services again. Custodial services, rocking up. All right, it's it. It's over. Convocation 2019 in the history books with our new president, Dr. Charlot. Take it away. We're all going to be superheroes for the entire year. Go back, make a difference. Thank you very much.